The Zoll AED3 includes advanced configuration options that enable you to quickly and easily configure your AED. This can be done directly on the device using the AED3's full-color interactive touchscreen display. In this module, we will familiarize you with the advanced configuration options available on the Zoll AED3. To access touchscreen configuration options, you will need to place the AED3 in configuration or non-clinical mode. You can do this by simply holding the on button down for about 7 to 10 seconds. You should hear a click and the AED3 will display a blue Zoll logo screen. The AED will now display two large icons, a blue gear icon and a red heart icon. When this screen appears, you will receive prompts indicating the type of AED you have, such as automatic defibrillator, and it will also indicate Unit OK. When selected, the blue gear icon will bring you to the basic configuration screen. The red heart icon will immediately place the AED in rescue mode and begin rescue prompts. Note that if you do not select the blue gear configuration icon within 30 seconds, the AED3 will automatically go into rescue mode. Selecting the blue gear icon will open the basic configuration screen. In this screen, you will see 4 icons. The last icon on this screen is the locking feature that allows only authorized users to access the advanced configuration features of the AED. Press the yellow lock icon and enter the passcode. The default passcode on a new Zoll AED3 is 123456. If you wish to, you can create your own passcode in the advanced configuration settings. We will cover this later in this video when we discuss advanced configuration settings. In advanced configurations, there are 8 icons. The language icon and green arrow export icon have identical functionality to the icons you saw in the previous basic configuration screen. The language icon allows you to change the language of voice and text prompts on your AED. Note that language options differ by region, and you may have only one option. The export icon allows you to export configuration files to a USB drive. The orange shock icon allows you to select the energy setting for the first, second, and third shock for both adult and pediatric patients. This allows you to set the shock energy based on your specific protocols. This feature is for medically trained, more advanced users, and it's recommended that you do not change the factory default settings unless you are qualified to do so. To change the energy setting, select the orange shock icon, select either adult or child energy settings, and select the energy settings you would like to use from the table. Select OK, then select Save from the previous screen to save your settings. The purple overlapping hands icon allows you to modify the CPR prompting and intervals based on your particular preferences and protocols. Factory default settings are based on the most current guideline recommendations and should be left in place for the majority of users. If you do prefer to change a setting, select the item you wish to modify by touching the respective option on the screen, choosing the prompt or interval setting you prefer, and then select Save. The blue gear icon is similar to the item that appeared on the previous basic configuration screen. However, when you open this settings screen, you will notice there are advanced configuration settings that can now be accessed at the bottom left of the screen. In this screen, you can select the number of clinical case files you want the AED3 to store, how frequently you would like automatic self-tests done, whether you want to transmit these self-test reports to your program management platform over Wi-Fi, if you would like to change your password, and how you want the AED to be identified in case review or code review. Make your desired changes and select Save. The AED3 stores up to 2 clinical cases and can do self-tests either weekly, every 7 days, or daily. We recommend that the default settings of saving 2 clinical cases and weekly self-tests be left as they are. The ability to store 2 clinical cases helps reduce the potential of accidentally writing over case files, and weekly test intervals conserve battery power. If you're not using the automatic Wi-Fi feature to transmit your device status to your program management software, you should disable this by turning the Auto Self-Test feature to off. If you are transmitting to program management over Wi-Fi, you should enable this feature by selecting On. In some instances, a responder's protocols may call for the use of audio recording when an AED is used in a rescue. The default setting for this feature is off because the majority of response protocols do not call for it. However, if your specific response protocols do call for audio recording, you may enable this feature by selecting On. Note that this feature is only available on the BLS model of the Zoll AED 3. You can change your passcode by selecting Advanced Settings from the bottom left of the screen and then setting up your new supervisor passcode. Make certain you write down your new passcode before you save and exit the Advanced Features area. The device ID is the serial number of the AED by default. You can change this default setting if you wish. For example, you may wish to identify the AED by the address of a building or its location in that building. Simply touch the device ID box and a screen will appear which allows you to type in the new device ID. Type in your preferred ID, then select OK to return to the previous screen. When you've completed changes on this page, make certain you save your configuration by pressing the Save button. The blue report icon with the green Wi-Fi waves icon is where you set up your Wi-Fi connection for transmission to Zoll Case Review, should you wish to access case data such as ECG and CPR performance. Note that you will need a Case Review account to do this. Zoll offers Case Review Basic free of charge for AED3 users. You can request a free Case Review Basic account by contacting Zoll support at supportdata@zoll.com. Similar to setting up your cell phone or laptop to a Wi-Fi network, you can select the Quick Setup, find an available network by pressing the green Wi-Fi icon on the top right of the screen, select the network, click OK, then enter the password in the screen that appears. The server settings portion of this screen should not be altered. This is the IP address that the data will be transmitted to. The default setting is for Case Review and transmits data to your Case Review account through Zoll Data. Once you've set up your network ID and password, it is recommended that you select the Test Wi-Fi option at the bottom left of the display to ensure your Wi-Fi connection is working. If your Wi-Fi test is successful, you will see a screen that states, Testing Server Connectivity Complete. Select OK, and then select Save from the following screen. This will bring you back to the Advanced Settings icon screen. The blue icon with the AED3 and Wi-Fi waves is the Wi-Fi setup for your AED program management. If you have AED program management and wish to transmit your device readiness status over Wi-Fi automatically, this is where you would configure it. Note that automatic transmission of device readiness is not available for all program management software products. Contact the authorized Zoll distributor you purchased your AED3 from for information regarding compatible program management software products. As with transmitting case data over Wi-Fi, you will need to identify and select your network and enter a valid password. Again, test your Wi-Fi connection to ensure that you have proper connectivity. Also, you should not change the server settings on your AED3. This has been pre-configured to transmit data either at the factory or by the distributor you purchased your AED3 from to send your AED3 readiness data to the appropriate server. At the bottom left of the screen, in both the Report Wi-Fi Setup and Program Management Wi-Fi Setup screens, there is an option for IT Setup. It is recommended that you involve your network administrator if you wish to make any configuration changes in this screen. The Zoll AED3 supports both WPA2 PSK, which uses a pre-shared key, and for more secure networks, WPA2 802.1x, which requires a certificate. Your network administrator will know which method is preferred. Note that the Zoll AED3 Wi-Fi connection will not pose any security risks to your Wi-Fi network. It operates on your Wi-Fi network behind your firewall and is only capable of uplink transmission of data from the AED. It is not capable of downlink communications from an outside network through the Wi-Fi connection. It also cannot communicate internally with other devices on your network. Additionally, data that is transmitted from the Zoll AED3 to your program management contains no sensitive data, and the data would need to be parsed to read it. The yellow arrow icon is the import function, which allows you to import configurations from other AED3 units. Note that when you export configurations from the host AED onto the USB, it will capture configuration settings for device configuration, clinical Wi-Fi configuration for communication with Zoll Case Review, and Wi-Fi configuration for communication with your program management software. During the import process, these will appear as 3 separate files. You will need to select which configuration file you wish to import, bearing in mind that you must import each file individually. This is useful and can save you time if you have multiple Zoll AED3 devices and wish to configure them all the same. We hope you found this video useful in helping you configure your Zoll AED3. Should you have additional questions regarding configuration of your Zoll AED3, you can contact Zoll Technical Support at techsupport@zoll.com.